digital work, they understand how this works, and we're sending them now across all the constituencies and counties, which means any youth that are going to be in those areas can quickly come and learn from them. We're also going to start a challenge where we are going to now bring in the youth, put them into groups and show them how to work together and create a curriculum that they're going to use now for the specific jobs. There's a variety of jobs, from what I mentioned, mechanical work, which is just like moving receipts, all the way to programming. And so there's a whole range of jobs. If you go to another site, Upwork, most of the people there, you've got like 7% of the work done is actually IT work. Then you've got services work, you've got marketing work, you've got many things like becoming a personal assistant, booking hotels for people, organizing meetings. All those don't have to be done by someone who's physically with you. Someone can actually be working out of Kitui and they're serving people in Russia or people in the US. So we want to train in all these different areas. So the Ajira platform allows people to enroll. They tell us where they are, they tell us what their skills are.
So they log onto the website and now register.
They register, then we can customize the training for them. So that then if their skills and interest, for instance, is in transcribing, then we'll connect them with transcribing roles. Then we will show them where those jobs are. Some are international jobs, some are local. You've got sites like Kuhustle, you've got Crowdsource Africa, you've got Cloud Factory. These are all Kenyan, or MTAC, Upwork, that are all international. But we make sure that we're going to have good quality workers. It will take time, but as we progress, we can make Kenya the capital of the world for freelancing, as it is called.
One of the key concerns would be, the infrastructure. I know the government had a project. They were saying they'll set up, hubs within the constituencies. Tell us about the progress.
So it's not history. We actually do have that project, and we're about to award the contract. There's a procurement process that's taken longer than expected. But now we've gone through all that. We'll award the contract in all 290 constituencies together with the CDF. We're going to put satellite and Wi-Fi services. So there'll be free Wi-Fi and devices for the youth to come and use. Of course, over time, as they work and as they understand, they will probably get their own. So we are also augmenting that with the mobile operators. We're putting in 4G, 3G across the country. In some places, we're using the Universal Service Fund. In others, we're putting in even fiber. So it's a multi-pronged approach to make sure we have connectivity across the country, as well as infrastructure available. As we learn and as people work and as we know who they are, we also intend to provide loans so that they can buy these devices. And I know you'll ask me about taxes,
yes.
but if you're able to work, as I was saying, online work is work. And therefore, like any other job, you pay your taxes, which means also
so how
the
exactly,
banks...
how will it work?
So at the moment when you work internationally, the requirement is that you pay withholding tax. So if the amount you've earned is 100,000, you should pay 5,000 in tax. But you get NHIF, you get NHSF, you become a real worker. In many cases, those people who've been working, they usually work in the evenings, at night, and then during the day they're resting, they're not doing many things, and then you find they've bought a car, they've done this. And most people label them to be doing funny things, but that's not the case. So online work is work, and you can be able to take now that payslip or the information you have, you've paid taxes, even to the bank, and the bank will give you money. As well as the government, we intend to be able to support our youth in being able to get loans to buy devices. But we must know that you're working. You must have a history and
exactly.
so on.
So that was where I was getting to. So do you have a database of those who are already doing online work, and are they paying taxes to the government because it's work?
So at the moment, we know there's over 70,000 people working. There's 40,000 just on Upwork or Elance alone. There's quite a few of them already paying taxes. Whether you pay your taxes because you're a laborer or you're in the office or you are doing online work. For KRA, it's tax is tax. So we haven't singled out and said these are all the people working online. But they're there who are paying tax. And there's quite a lot who are also not paying tax. But the purpose right now is not about tax. It's how many people we can actually get working. And over time, if, as I said, over 100,000, you're actually going to pay 5,000 in tax. That's the tax that's going to give that free internet. It's the one that's going to provide the loans for others to have the devices. it's good to be a responsible citizen. So we'll encourage people to actually pay their taxes. How can we not?
Besides encouraging them, in terms of, legislation, are you coming up with any kind of law that is going to govern, this new line of work? Online platform is something that we haven't explored so much, and now, you're very keen on it. So in terms
online
of legislation,
work is work, and therefore, legislation for work already exists. The only difference here is that whereas before you had to go to a physical place to work, now you can work from home or from a cyber or from your own other place, and you work both nationally and internationally. But not much has changed. So we don't have special rules or laws for the online workers.
Perhaps the reason I was going with that is, these are people who are working in different countries. Uganda, you can go, beyond even, the continent. And then the question would be the laws that apply when it comes to, online policies within Kenya are not the same that work, within Uganda. So perhaps is there, a move to try and look at a way in which the online, fraternity can be able to come up with some sort of, blueprint that will guide how they operate on the internet, especially with issues of cybercrime.
So I think first of all, if you say taxes, there's already structures for taxes and how people pay. So if you work overseas and you're paid from overseas, then you're paying your withholding tax. If you're working locally, then there are clear local tax regimes that you follow. The important thing is that globally, most of these jobs, people bid for them. And they bid in terms of quality, making sure that people are not stealing from others. There's many websites, for instance, where you can go and you work and you're not paid. Or in other places where someone is paid and they don't provide the work. So there's many areas, because again, we're also trying to get our businesses and small businesses to also start putting work online, because it is much cheaper for them and they can be able to get work done faster. So internationally, there are rules and laws that are being put in place where we can collaborate, mostly from the cybersecurity issues to make sure people are not hacking into systems or access to data and so on. There's that kind of collaboration. But what technology does basically is automate what is already ongoing. So we don't need many new laws. It's just new ways of being able to do more or less the same thing. For instance, with the online work, if you're a business, you can be able to hire 1,000 people to do something for you. Something that would have taken a month or 2 months to be done, you can get it done in 2 days, 3 days. And those 1,000 people, once you've hired and they've worked, once you finish, you let them go. Ordinarily, you will have to hire all of them, open all these offices. They want tea, they want airtime, travel, so many things, which then means it takes you a much longer time. Technology is introducing efficiency. But as Kenya, we want to make sure we are the leaders in providing the best skills across the world.